Hi, welcome back to Living Enchanté. Today, let's just spend some time around the house. First, we're going to do some cozy winter homemaking. There are a few things that I like to get done before Christmas to make sure everything is easy, clean, and ready to go for the holidays so that I don't have to stress about a big to-do list. And then that also helps me slide right into the beautiful new year without any more tasks than I really want to do. After that, I'll give you a quick little tour of my pantry to show you how I organize everything, especially with the holidays coming up. After that, I'm going to show you a fabulous lasagna soup recipe. This is so good, so delicious, all the great flavors of lasagna, but without any of the prep time and all the difficult assembly that kind of is hard to do, especially with little kids or other things underfoot. And then after that, we will meet back here for a cup of tea and talk about the really important business of the day, which is where we will break down and rank the Nancy Meyers films based on which ones are best to watch around the holidays. So just relax and get cozy and let's get started. So not the most fun chore ever, but it feels so good to just have it done, get everything nice and clean. And now I'll just show you around the inside where I put everything and the pantry. So you can see how I organize things. Keeping it this tidy just makes it so much easier when the holidays come around. And then after the holidays, you're exhausted, you don't want to do it all. And then you just want it to be nice and fresh for the new year. So this is a great way to keep things nice and organized before the Christmas rush. So of course I have my take and bake baguette drawer down here. All of those nice and ready for our breakfasts every day. Some vegetables, of course, brie and other cheeses. I keep some meat in this drawer. Eggs, any dairy products, lots of fresh fruit. I eat blueberries every day. I love them so much. Juices, milk, all my coffee creamers. Can't live without them. And then, I really don't actually have these on a typical daily basis, but with the holidays, it just seems like there's always some kind of treat recipe happening. So that's how I organize that, to just have everything on hand for Christmas cooking. For the pantry too, it just feels so nice to have everything where it's supposed to be. So a great time to reset before the holidays hit. I actually keep all of our dishes here. I started doing this years ago because I wanted my kids to be able to reach what they need. And then we have some little treats, of course, some Danish cookies. Can't have the holidays without those. And then down here, I have any cooking supplies, pasta, breadcrumbs, all that kind of stuff, oats, of course, Nutella, some snacks. And then over here is where I have like a little meal planning divider. So I have different boxes here. Typically, I just put like whatever I would need that's shelf stable for one specific meal. But because we have some holiday cooking happening, these are kind of spread out and not each in separate bins. But I like that. It keeps me really motivated to just cook and not feel like I have to do one more barrier of, things being in a different place, having to find all the ingredients I need. This way I can just pull out one of the boxes when I'm ready to cook a meal that week. Down here, all our baking stuff. Baking A is like flour, and then baking B is, chocolate chips. Down here, I keep all the stock, extra stuff when I buy in bulk, because with 3 kids, you just go through a lot of food. Little baby snacks, kids snacks for when they're on the go and they need something like in a lunchbox. I also like to place my holiday dishes right in among all the other ones so that when I'm grabbing a plate anyway, they're right on top and I don't have to go to a different location to remember to use those, because they're so fun. They make the holidays so much more festive. I also keep fresh fruit and, of course, some good bread over here by the toaster. with the butter. So that's where that is, but we're actually running low on fruits right now. I should have run more. Mostly it's just those big packs of blueberries I keep in the refrigerator. So we're gonna make a lasagna soup. I love to make this every December. When we were kids, we would often have lasagna for Christmas dinner. So this is reminiscent of that. Right now with kids underfoot all the time, I don't really have time to prep a whole lasagna. It just is really time intensive, but I love the flavors. So that's what we're gonna make all together in a soup. You can do this on your stovetop or in a crock pot, which is what I'm gonna do today. So let's get started. We really just need a couple of super simple ingredients for this. So definitely some Italian sausage, or if you can't get that, you can use any kind of ground beef or turkey. I use garlic and some fennel, fire roasted diced tomatoes, tomato paste. I use better than bouillon. I'll talk about this in a minute. I love it so much. It's one of my kitchen superstar ingredients. You're gonna need some pasta. I like to use something twirly like rotini to kind of mimic that edge of the lasagna noodle. And then some ricotta cheese. This is definitely something you are not going to want to skip because it kind of brings the whole thing together at the end. So we'll just start by browning the Italian sausage. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of olive oil in the skillet just so it doesn't stick, but you really don't need much. And then once the skillet is hot enough, I will just put this all in and start cooking that. I'm also gonna go ahead and boil the pasta now. You don't need this until later when it's fully cooked. But I like to just do it now so that when it's time to eat, when the soup is ready, I don't have any more prep work to do that's going to take a long time because I just want to be able to relax and sit around at that point. So as this meat is finishing cooking, I'm going to add, just for a little extra flavor, some garlic powder and a little bit of fennel seed. The Italian sausage should already have fennel seed in it, so you don't need this unless you have it, but I just really love the extra flavor of it. I'm just gonna use about half a teaspoon and let that cook for a minute instead of adding it later to the crock pot, and that'll really release the oils from the fennel seed and give it a lot more flavor. So I will start by turning my crock pot on to high, and I'm going to put the fire roasted diced tomatoes in first. Then I'm going to do my better than bouillon. Let me tell you about this for a minute if you haven't used this before. If you have used like chicken stock or chicken broth or vegetable broth, basically what this is a concentrated version of that. So it's all the flavor, but without any of the liquid. I use this in literally anything, obviously soups, anything that you would use chicken or vegetable broth in, but also things like cassoulets or really anything where I need to add flavor, but without adding more liquid. This is fantastic. I go through a jar of this, honestly, like once a month. We use it all the time. So I'm gonna put about maybe a tablespoon in. After that, I'm going to add the entire thing of tomato paste just to make it really thick and flavorful. Random kitchen tip, but I always use a butter knife when I'm scooping something like this, or peanut butter, or my sourdough starter, anything like that that has the tendency to stick to the utensil, because it just makes it so much easier than having to scrape off a spoon. This you can just clean up way more easily. So there's that. Okay, I'm gonna get that and I'm going to put the meat in, and then we're just gonna let it cook for a few hours. So then, like I said, I am gonna go ahead and cook the pasta just so it's done. It is just gonna sit around for a few hours after I cook it and drain it while the soup is getting ready. But I would rather do that than have to come back to the stove later. All right, it's been about 4 hours since our lasagna soup has been cooking. Everybody has been walking around the house asking me when they're gonna get to eat it. It smells absolutely amazing in here. So let's open it up, put it in the bowls. I'll show you how I serve it, and then it's time to eat. So I'm gonna start by putting some of the noodles into each bowl. I will put the soup on over the noodles. It looks so good. And after that, I just put a big, nice spoonful of ricotta right on top and kind of just sink it down in so it'll start melting. You can put as little or as much as you want. I, of course, like a lot. And that on top is just going to give it that classic, really delicious lasagna flavor. So simple, so easy and quick to make with just a few ingredients, and perfect, warm and cozy on a great December day. Now we're gonna eat. Enjoy yours. Okay, welcome back to our tea corner, and now let's get down to ranking the Nancy Meyers movies in order of most watchable for the holiday season. So if you're not familiar with Nancy Meyers, she's an American filmmaker, writer, producer who has made the best, in my opinion, films of all time. It's complicated, Something's Gotta Give, The Parent Trap, Father of the Bride 1 and 2, Baby Boom, all of these great movies. Of course, The Holiday, which we'll get to in a minute. So I'm going to rank these starting from the least likely to watch at Christmas season to the best to watch during the Christmas season. And I promise you there are going to be some surprises along the way, including a little interesting timeline conundrum that I discovered when thinking about this list. I have my computer right here so I can make sure I include all of our important notes. I'm not going to include What Women Want or The Intern because I haven't really watched these recently enough to remember. I feel like there's something in What Women Want that's a little bit Christmas related, but I might be totally wrong. So I'm not going to include those in the list. So I do have 7 films that I'm going to put in this order. These are It's Complicated, Father of the Bride 1 and 2, Baby Boom, The Holiday, Something's Gotta Give, and The Parent Trap. So let's start with number 7, which is not one that I would ever really watch around the holidays, even though it is one of my favorite films of all time. The Parent Trap. The Parent Trap, of course, starring Lindsay Lohan when she was a little tiny wee thing, is very summery. It obviously starts at a summer camp and the whole thing ends in a camping trip with the family. It's not really wintry at all. So although I will watch this on repeat 50 times a day, any other time of year, it's at the bottom of our list for Nancy Meyers winter movie watching. Okay, number 6. Number 6 and number 5 are the Father of the Bride movies. Father of the Bride 1 and 2, which of course star Steve Martin, Diane Keaton, may she rest in peace. And they're just fabulous, super heartwarming, so family-oriented, so lovely. My kids love these movies as well. They're just fabulous and hilarious. So at number 6 is Father of the Bride 2, and at number 5 is Father of the Bride 1. Now let me explain why I chose this order. Number 5, the closest one to the top of the list, Father of the Bride 1. I put this one in the higher spot because there is that iconic snow scene at Annie's wedding. Obviously very unexpected. They're in California and it starts snowing on the day of her wedding. They have to blow dry the tulips at the tulip border. They have to bring the swans inside. It's hilarious and adorable, but it's very beautiful. The white going with her beautiful wedding dress. So that one feels at least a little bit more wintry and Christmassy, even though neither of them are Christmas oriented at all. I will absolutely watch this movie during this season. I'll really probably watch all of them, but that one got a little bit higher up on the list. Now, here is an interesting mystery, and I'm wondering if anybody else has noticed this. This has just literally hit me today. Father of the Bride 2, I put this at number 6. So Parent Trap, Father of the Bride 2, Father of the Bride 1. Father of the Bride 2, nothing Christmas whatsoever. As you probably know, Annie is pregnant and going to have her baby, and then Nina, her mother, is also going to have a baby just a couple of weeks later. It ends up being, sorry, spoiler alert, on the same night, because this is movie magic. Important note, Nina's due date is Labor Day. You can remember her saying that she just found out her due date. It's Labor Day, which means Annie's due date for her baby would have just been, I think they're like 3 weeks to a month apart in their due dates. And this means that the iconic scene at the beginning when Annie tells George and Nina and the family that she's expecting would have had to have been right around Christmas, because September is the 9th month of the year. So I feel like somehow in all of that, Annie announcing her pregnancy and then the whole conception in the kitchen scene with George and Nina, there would have been somewhere in between, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas, even up to New Year's maybe, but there is no mention of the holiday season in the Banks household. And this is interesting to me. So that's why Father of the Bride 1 is coming in at number 5. Now, number 4, also nothing winter at all, but it's so convivial and so family-oriented, more in a grown-up way. This is definitely not a film for kids. But number 4 is It's Complicated with Meryl Streep and also Steve Martin, Alec Baldwin as well. This movie is hilarious. It's absolutely one of my top favorite Nancy Meyers films. I think I saw this in the movie theater like 5 times. It's just so classic. I love Meryl Streep's kitchen, even though she's remodeling it for a new kitchen. The whole like bakery scene, all the little French jazz, everything is very charming about this movie. And just because it puts me in such a good mood, I tend to sit down and make more time to watch it at the holidays. Although not Christmassy or wintry, does deserve spot number 4, in my opinion, just for the convivial, happy vibe. Okay, let's go on to 3 and then 2 and then 1. So number 3 for me has got to be Something's Gotta Give. I am so obsessed with this movie. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched this. The reason it has earned number 3 in my highly esteemed ranking is it ends with the scene of the snow in Paris. Another great snow scene from Nancy Meyers. Diane Keaton is there with her love scene at the end, and it starts snowing after the dinner in Paris. I just love that part. It's so charming. There's obviously really nothing holiday-like about it at all. It's not Christmassy, it's not wintry. And in fact, when I think about the movie in general, I think about it more with the summery scenes kind of at the beach at Diane Keaton's beach house. So I think for that reason, it's, you know, obviously on the edge. Nancy Meyers really just needs to make more holiday films, I guess is the point of all this. But I would put that in at number 3 just because that snow at the end is important, and that's kind of where you land with the movie as it wraps up. So that takes the spot. Snow in Paris, I'm down. Okay, number 2 is Baby Boom. If you have not seen this movie, go watch it immediately after you finish this clip, even though by now I think you can guess what's going to come in number 1. Okay, Baby Boom was made in 1987, and Nancy Meyers, I don't think was the director. I don't remember exactly. She might have been the producer or the writer, but I consider it a Nancy Meyers film because it is classic. Of course, we have Diane Keaton back, so this is a great year to watch it as we remember her after her recent passing. But Baby Boom is so funny. It's Diane Keaton. She's very young. She's a like high-powered businesswoman in New York City who kind of inherits a very young child, and she's precious. And so Diane Keaton goes through this whole character arc about becoming a mother, and it's so crazy and so funny. It's a very charming, classic Diane, and it's just a great movie. But the reason that this earns number 2 is because she ends up moving, sorry, again, spoiler alert, she ends up moving to a little farmhouse in Vermont, and it's in the winter. So she has this hilarious, chaotic moment where, like, you know, her whole house is falling apart because of so much snow and no one can come fix it. So it's very, very wintry, super high on the winter factor. And it has a great ending, obviously. But if you want to cozy up with a Nancy Meyers movie and you haven't watched that one, definitely prioritize this on your holiday watch list because Baby Boom is a classic. I could watch it anytime. It definitely has an older, different feel than the rest of the Nancy Meyers films. It was made, you know, way earlier, but it's truly a gem. You'll really enjoy those cozy winter scenes in Vermont. And Diane Keaton's classic Freak Out is just spot on. Okay, of course, coming in at number 1, I never ever tried to convince you that I'm unpredictable. Number 1 is The Holiday. I don't think there's any other ending for this list. The Holiday, Kate Winslet, Jack Black, Jude Law, of course, and Cameron Diaz. It is the best movie literally ever. Oh my gosh, I remember going with my cousins and my parents and siblings to see this when it came out in theaters. It is the ultimate Christmas movie. It's not even that Christmassy, really. It's more wintry. Of course, it's around Christmas, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not like they're celebrating Christmas head on. It's just kind of this a roundabout way of, you know, having the movie set at Christmas in this very comical, sweet way with the girls swapping houses, you know, one in LA and one in England. It's very cute, very charming. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it because just the best. And this really is just the pinnacle of holiday movie watching. I don't think it gets better than this. Jack Black in particular, he's such a weird character, but he just fits in with the rest of that cast in the most unique way. There's beautiful scenery, obviously best of all time interiors. You will love looking around the houses. Everything is just fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed my list. I would love to know if you agree with my list or if you would change anything around. If you recall any interesting Christmas or winter bits that I've missed here, of course, let me know and I'm happy to change my ranking. But go enjoy your Nancy Meyers movies. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can join me again next week for some more Christmas content as we get closer to the big day. I hope you had a cozy time. And thanks so much for joining me on Living Enchanté, where we always keep things charming, tasteful, and a little bit grand. I'll see you next week.